The Girl Math cup is back, which can only mean one thing. It is time to reset for September, and boy do I need this. I actually, if I'm being deadly honest, have no motivation to do this today, but I know I'll feel so much better if I do. And I think I'm just dreading it because I know that we overspent in August. I don't even know if I hit a single goal this month. And I just feel a little bit crap, if I'm being honest. I've noticed this trend actually, and I'm really gonna try and implement some habits, or I guess coping skills, that will help me in September. I think a lot of it has to do with my period. I've always struggled with bad PMS symptoms, just like feeling super unmotivated and sluggish and just like down the week before my period's due. And then as soon as I actually get my period, I'm like, oh, life is great. Since my miscarriage a few months ago, my cycle's completely changed. It used to be at the beginning / end of every month. After I miscarried, it took my body like a month to recover, and now it falls smack bang in the middle of the month when I'm already starting to lose motivation. And I've just noticed the second half of every month I've been spending a lot more and just losing all sense of self, to be honest. So going into September, I just want to be a lot more aware of that, and honestly just be a lot more intentional with my time. I feel like I need to put my phone down and live in the real world. As much as I love social media, I've just found myself doom scrolling and like making excuses for aimlessly scrolling through social media and be like, oh, it's technically work. Like, no, get a grip, you're not working. Definitely want to reduce my screen time in September. That's definitely a big focus, and just like enjoy the real world. I also feel like it's gonna sound so pick me, and this is a great problem to have, but my growth on social media has been really good in the last like 6 to 12 months, and something I'm so proud of. But I've always prided myself on being able to respond to every single comment, every single DM, and I still try to, and I love talking to you guys. And this isn't me saying I'm doing God's work by just simply responding to a comment, because without you guys I wouldn't be able to do any of this. But I also need to be real with myself and not put that kind of pressure on myself. I just can't keep up is what I'm trying to say, at least not in the way that I was able to 12 months ago. So yeah, September is going to be the month of a lot less screen time, mark my words. I'm going to screenshot what my screen time is now, and then we'll compare at the end of September. And if it hasn't improved by 50% or more, see you later. I will cancel myself. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Not feeling the best, not feeling the most motivated, feeling a little bit blur. But I also recognize why I feel that way, which is nice. So we've got things to do, things to work on in September. And yeah, I'm excited to reset with you guys. If you're new here, I'm so sorry for this abrupt introduction. My name's Ella, I'm 27, I live in Adelaide. I do a lot of lifestyle content, vlogs, and personal finance videos. Every month I sit down and I reset. We look at our budget, we look at our goals, we set new goals, set a new budget, just like refresh for the new month. And these videos literally give me life. They're also such a reminder of how quickly the month goes by. I really feel like I've been going through the motions the last couple of months, and it's scaring me. Like, life is just passing by, and it's basically almost Christmas, if I'm being honest, which is my favorite time of the year. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's look at our goals and set some new ones for September. Starting off with my personal goals, I wanted to no phone for the first hour of the day. Did I achieve that? Absolutely not. Just take one look at my screen time. Disgusting. Did not read 2 books. I read 1. I talked about in the vlog that's going up after this, but I read The Teacher by Frida McFadden. I wouldn't recommend, guys. I just didn't really enjoy it. I've tried to read it twice, and both times it put me in the biggest reading slump. It's just not that good. New passport application we did, and we did go on 2 date nights, or date days. For health and wellness, I just set one goal, which is go to Pilates 2 to 3 times a week. I did do that. I've really been loving Reformer Pilates. For my financial goals, I wanted to pay off an extra $3,500 of the mortgage. We did do that, and invest at least $500. Also did that. Okay, maybe this month isn't too bad. Didn't do a no spend week though. Absolutely not. What really wasn't on the radar for me. For business goals, we did post 3 times a week on Instagram and TikTok. I don't think I quite posted 7 times on YouTube, and I did do my admin day once per week. We also did technically start the office makeover with my beautiful little wall art. I ordered a couple of pieces. It's pretty much raring to go. I just need to get rid of this pile of stuff that I have and get some storage boxes for the wardrobe, and then we're good. So that was August. actually not quite as bad as I thought, which I feel like is always the way. Whenever I'm procrastinating or like dreading doing something, as soon as I do it, I'm like, oh, it wasn't even that bad. This is a perfect example. We actually achieved 67% of our goals, which is not bad. For having an off month and feeling like really bad about this, it's actually not too bad. So this is your sign to just do it. Just do it. It's never as bad as you think. And if it is bad, you know what? You haven't buried your head in the sand. You've confronted it head on and just move on. Like, you can put it behind you. For my September goals, weirdly enough, I've set 3 for every category or like section of my goal spreadsheet, which kind of makes my heart really happy. I don't know. There's something about 333 that is just satisfying. So for my personal goals, I just wrote scrapbook. I have a few pages and a few spreads that I want to do. That is a great fun and phone-free activity that I can do. I want to reduce my screen time by 50% and read 2 books. Again, another phone-free activity. For my health and wellness goals, Pilates 2 to 3 times a week again, and also start at-home workouts. I actually have a really exciting and very fitting partnership coming up in the next month, which will help with this. But I'm excited. I think doing Pilates classes has been a really good stepping stone into getting back into fitness and being consistent with it. It's been like 2 months of consistently going, which is really nice. It's like the most consistent I've been with a form of exercise for a long time. And now I'm kind of at the point where I want to stick with that, but also build on that and build on my strength, and definitely work on my core strength, and my balance is like a big focus for me, especially with us thinking about trying to conceive again. Just looking after myself and making sure that I'm the healthiest version of myself for that process again is really important. So yes, also 10,000 steps a day I think is a good little challenge for me. It's not really like a challenge. Well, it is when you like work from home and literally just walk around your house. It kind of is a challenge. For financial goals, we want to pay off an extra $2,500 of our mortgage. Our big money goal at the moment is to pay an extra $20,000 towards our mortgage in the last half of 2024. So we set this goal, what would it be, like 2 months ago? We're tracking really well so far. We've paid off $11,500, which means we can kind of reduce the monthly amount in order to hit this goal. There's a couple of home things as well that I would like to fit in our budget this month if we can. So I've reduced it to $2,500 extra this month. Also want to invest $500 and have a no spend week. We will have a no spend week in September, just as a nice financial reset. And then for business goals, want to make $8,000 this month. I would also love to hit 50,000 followers on TikTok. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. I don't even know where we're at right now, like 47,000. I don't often set numerical goals anymore because it's like kind of out of my control. The algorithm is gonna algorithm however it wants, and I will just go along for the ride. 47.8. I just love TikTok. It's so fun. It would be cool to push myself to upload more on there and hopefully reach that goal. And then also upload 7 times on YouTube. For my house goals, we want to tidy the garden ready for spring. We still have some weeding to do, some just like general, I don't want to say landscaping, but just some things that we want to do in the garden to get it ready for springtime. Kind of going hand in hand with that, we want to save for an outdoor set. Ideally, if we have room in our budget this month, I would love to buy it, just because the weather is getting so nice out there. It'd be really nice to have an outdoor set that we can sit out on, drink our coffee, have our breakfast, read a book. Like, does that not sound so divine? I feel like that would be an instant mood booster, and we have so much beautiful natural light in our garden, especially first thing in the morning. I think it would be so nice to just sit out there, bask in the beautiful spring sun. I cannot wait. So we went home shopping this past weekend. I think we've narrowed it down to 1 or 2 sets that we have our eye on. I have a budget in mind. We'll see if we're able to squeeze it in. If not, we'll save for it this month and then buy it next month, and then also buy floating shelves for our living room. I've been talking about doing this since we moved in here like a year and a half ago. So I actually need to do that this month. And yeah, those are all my goals for September. I would love to know what you guys are working on this month. To be honest, I've been feeling a little unmotivated with my goals and just like goal setting in general. I don't know if it's because we're in the depths of winter right now and it's hard to find motivation to do anything, but I always love reading what your goals are and getting inspiration from there. So feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you're working on. And let's scooch on over to my desk and get into our budget. Our income was a lot higher in August than I was expecting. It was actually my biggest earning month ever, which is so cool to see. It's actually been 6 months since I quit my job this month, so it almost feels like a sign from the universe. Like, you're on the right track, babe. Keep going with it. And I know this sounds so cliche and I say this all the time, but I really never imagined that this would be my life and I would be able to do this what has always been my hobby as like my full-time job, and to be able to make money like this to set myself and my family up for the future. None of it would be possible without you guys. And although I know there's a lot of new faces here, I know there's a lot of old OG followers that have truly been there through it all and have seen me in so many different stages of my life. And without you guys commenting and liking and engaging, none of this would be possible. Not only am I taking a moment to have gratitude, but also to be proud of myself. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I actually got a comment on my TikTok. I did fire back on this one because it just really got me. Someone said, imagine studying to be a lawyer just to find out your partner earns way more money than you. Honestly, like, God forbid a woman earns more than her husband, her lawyer husband at that. That just really rubbed me the wrong way. Luckily, my husband is a secure man, and like, we share all of our finances. Even if we didn't, like, we're a team at the end of the day. The more money we both make, the better for both of us. But yeah, I am proud of myself and proud of this month. I think, you know, everything came at once and I spent like I was making 10 times that. So let's talk about it. For our bills, I always say like nothing out of the ordinary, something out of the ordinary here. $450 more than we budgeted, which is fine. We just put extra towards it. Our council rates have gone up from $98 to $159 per month, which is stunning. Kind of to be expected because we've been in this house for a full year now. When we got our first rates, they were still working off of the value of the land only. Now the house is here. It's like double the price, which makes sense. So $159 going forward, and our internet bill this month was $468. We switched over to NBN, so we had to pay for the setup because we're the first ones living here. It's $300 for that, and then our new internet is $89, so $10 extra per month. But the internet we had before was atrocious. I didn't realize how bad it was until we swapped over, and now my videos upload literally like that versus like taking 2 hours to upload before. Our internet was constantly dropping out. Nick is always working from home. He was on important work calls and just like completely dropped out. He wasn't able to hear or see, or it was really bad. So an expense, but a worthwhile expense. And then yeah, everything pretty standard, same with subscriptions. Then for our variable expenses, we were under budget for groceries and petrol, which is good. We did do a bit of home shopping, which I vlogged. That'll be up after this video. I mean, went a little crazy. We went looking for an outdoor set and then saw a couple other things that took our fancy and bought them, which is fine. I budgeted $330 for health. That was for another Pilates pack. And then it was one of those months where we had to buy a new protein powder, and I also had to stock up on my prenatals. Social, we were $14 over, $50 over on coffee, can't be stopped. Eating out, again, like $20 over, same with date night. We spent $42 on Mabel, nothing on entertainment, $256 on gifts. This is just like poor budgeting on my behalf. I forgot that we had more birthdays in August than I remembered. Books, $17.99, $233.77 on eating out, $22.58 on rideshare, $8.80 on Metro. I spent $29.98 on beauty. That was for some fake tan. I stocked up on it when it was on sale at Priceline. $135.49 on miscellaneous. I'm gonna have to look at that. I don't quite know what that is. And then travel, we spent $1,774.32. That was predominantly for our Melbourne trip. We were a little bit over for that. And then also my passport renewal. All in all, $689.53 over budget. We spent $5,374.53 on our variable expenses, which is a lot of money. I think that's like our highest spend month this year. So it doesn't feel great, but comparatively with how much extra I earned this month, I don't think it's too bad. This isn't me excusing it, but like we made an extra $6,000 more than we were expecting, and we only spent an extra $689.53. I think we just really need a no spend week to reset financially, and I'm really happy with our savings and our debt payoff this month. We invested $987.10, not quite $1,000, but with the platform we use the ComSec Pocket app for our investing. You can set your limit at like $500 that you want to invest. It's never going to be exactly $500. It depends on what stocks you're buying. I put $5,000 in my business account this month rather than $3,000. That's for future business expenses. I also have some travel coming up, so I want to make sure that that is nice and funded. It's also tax time, and I get really nervous around tax time. Although I think I've been pretty good compared to last year. I was so nervous for tax time. I have an accountant now, which definitely helps, but I've been really good. I think like I'm right on the money, if not like I've overcompensated is the word I'm looking for. I've like over projected how much money I need come tax time. Like I think we're good, which is nice. And then in terms of debt, we obviously don't have our car loan anymore. Our mortgage is split, so we put just the usual $1,840 towards the mortgage on one half of the loan, and then we paid $6,910 towards the other half, which I'm really happy with. Having a look at our breakdown, 40.2% went towards debt this month, 27.5% in our savings, 24.7% on expenses. Even though the amount is the highest amount that we spent percentage-wise, it's not too bad. And then bills 7.2%, subscriptions 0.4%. Our highest spend day was the 14th of August. Yeah, business 5,000, mortgage 3,000. So yeah, just making those transfers after payday. Yeah, that was August in a nutshell. I feel silly for having reservations about doing this budget reflection. I don't know what I was so worried about. Like, I had an incredible month. Income wise, savings wise, paying extra towards our mortgage wise. It was definitely a higher spend month, but I think we've learned some lessons, and I'm definitely excited to have a no spend week in September. I don't know if this has anything to do with our credit card. Like, last month was kind of a higher spend month compared to previous months. We spent $5,000 last month and another $5,374, and both of those months were the first months that we were using a credit card. I don't know if it has anything to do with that. I think it's too soon to say. Anyway, moving on to September. Do you remember the 21st night of September? My iced coffee is actually completely diluted, isn't it? I've just been yapping up such a storm. I haven't even been drinking my coffee. We are bringing $1,664.11 over from last month. Nick just got paid a couple days ago, so we haven't used all of that money. So we're carrying that over. He'll get paid on the 11th and the 25th. I always put my payday, business income, as the closest to the 22nd. So I think it'll be the 23rd. That's when YouTube AdSense is paid out. Nick's paycheck is always the same, 2,837, although maybe a little bit higher, because he's taking a couple days of annual leave for our work trip. I'm so excited. I'm expecting about $8,000 for business income this month after taxes and deductions. Bills, I'm just going to copy and paste from last month. I do need to update this to $89, and we need to change this as well to, what is it, $159. For subscriptions, we only have a couple left. I just went through this past week and deleted a ton. So we just have Spotify, Amazon Prime, Apple, no Disney Plus, we have Netflix, Everyday Extras, and no Paramount. I say I cancelled a ton, we just cancelled 2. It felt like a lot. So that'll save us, how much? Like $20? No, $30. I'm gonna budget $550 for groceries. We may be a little bit under this just because we are away for a few days this month. I'm gonna budget $200 for petrol. Home, I'm gonna come back to just in case we have room in our budget for the outdoor set. Health, I just got a Pilates pack, so I don't think I'll need anything else. I'm gonna say $50 for health. Social, this is a great example of maybe an area that Nick might spend a little bit more in and I don't value as highly, which sounds bad. I love my friends and I love going out, but it's not like I don't need to all the time. Whereas Nick really enjoys that. That's definitely an area that he spends more in. So we're gonna say $200 for social. Coffee, I'm gonna try and keep around $175 this month, especially if we do a no spend week. I think we should be able to keep to that. Eating out, we'll budget $250. Date night, we'll say $50. Mabel, I don't think she needs anything, but I'll say $50. Entertainment, again, $50, in case you want to go to the movies. Gifts, I don't think we have any September birthdays. All my friends and family watching this with a birthday in September, like, hello. Do we have any September birthdays? I don't think, it's Father's Day and I haven't bought my dad a gift yet. So let's say 100 for gifts. Books, I'm gonna budget $50. Nick and I are both in our reading era. Alcohol will go 100. Takeaway, I think 200 is a good amount. Rideshare 50, Metro 10. I've talked about this before, but whenever I have a trip coming up, I feel this instant need to completely reinvent myself and reinvent my wardrobe. And next month we're off to Europe. So I feel like, I don't know. We're also in between seasons. I haven't really bought, okay, we're gonna say 200 for clothing. Beauty, I'm gonna budget $50 for, I wanna book in a tanning appointment and get a spray tan. And I shouldn't really need much else. Or let's say 75 just in case. I need to stock up on some stuff. Miscellaneous, we'll budget 50. Should really not be as high as it was last month. I don't know what happened there. So that leaves us with 5,996.99. Am I saying too many numbers? 5,996.99. Gosh, that's a mouthful. A lot of nines going on there. Cool. So we should definitely be able to buy the outdoor set this month. I think it works out to be about $1,500 all up for everything. We also have our cleaners coming, so that's another $300. I'm gonna budget $1,800 for home, which will boost it up to $4,310. Stunning. Oh, you know what I'm forgetting? This might fall under entertainment, I guess. Our Optus Sport is up for renewal. I think it's $199, so budget $150. Cool. So that leaves us with $4,096.99 left over. You guys know I like to work with a zero-based budget, so I'm just going to put the rest of this towards the mortgage. Beautiful. Pretty much zero. I'll leave some as a buffer for October if we're able to stick to our budget. No, we will stick to our budget. I have like no faith in myself. Well, thank you guys so much for helping me budget for September and just resetting with me for the new month. I'm feeling so much better. Oh, who would have thought? Tackling things head on, not burying our head in the sand and actually feeling better for it. Crazy. Going into September, I just want to be a lot more intentional with my time, lower my screen time, hold myself accountable, actually stick to my budget and have confidence in the fact that we will be able to stick to our budget. I think that's why I've been feeling a little disheartened. It's just like constantly seeing all the red, knowing that we're, over budget again this month, but we made more this month, so like it's fine. If I'm just realistic with myself and know that I'm still able to hit my financial goals, still make really great progress with those, but also like live, laugh, love a little bit. With that being said, I'm gonna end off this video here, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys all have an incredible September and I will see you very, very soon for another video. Bye guys.